Hi there, Chris Darwin here. I am running the Darwin Challenge charity, and this is a third quarter of 2025 financial year report. So let's recap on a couple of things. For those of you who are not familiar with Australian financial year, Q2 is the beginning of October to the end of December. Q3 is the beginning of January to the end of March. So that's what these quarters mean. Overview, well, it's a train wreck. It's not that we're in the train wreck really, but the numbers look terrible. It is as a result of changing strategies. Often when you're changing a strategy from A to B, the period in between, as you're in transition, doesn't look very good because you're wrapping up the previous strategy and you're developing the next strategy. Let's just not run over, that sounds like a train wreck, doesn't it? Let's go back into what is the strategy that we had for last year and how is it transitioning. So last year we did a whole lot of different stuff, but really the impactful stuff we did last year was a lot of podcasts, and we did a lot of presentations, in-person presentations, and we did one news magazine. We appeared in one magazine article, Australian Geographic. That actually generated a lot of impact. We actually got to nearly 900,000 people. That's quite a few people. And not only did we get to 900,000 people, but actually I was able to really hit pretty hard with my message. I was pretty, we went for it. And funnily enough, it sort of worked. It as in I got the message across that what's going on in our civilization without turning people off, which is often people don't like to hear bad news. So what are we doing next? I mean, that was actually pretty impactful. I'm not going to give a full report on that because it takes a lot of time, but there is one. Anybody who wants it, I've actually done a full report of the podcast, the impact of the podcast media and public presentations. But I think, roughly 10,000 animals saved and a lot of hectareage of habitat. Anyway, what's the next one? The next strategy is, as the old timers know, is our YouTube channel. We are taking head on the issue of why the last 60 years have been relatively impressive for human welfare, which is clearly, we want that, but has been really bad for the environment and even worse for animal welfare. So we're taking that head on, and we have done some groundbreaking research, which I don't think anybody else has done. I mean, we'll talk about why they haven't done it, but I don't think anybody else is doing this. We are going to be the first. We like doing firsts. In fact, that's all I ever really do is you've got to be first. If you cannot be first, don't bother. So we've found some pretty big stuff. And we've got to now communicate it. Now, whether anybody's going to want to hear it, I have no idea. Humans are pretty good at putting their head in the sand for stuff, but we'll see. So as a result of that, you will see there's a lot of red in this report. Our impact dropped massively because actually we got some impact in the second quarter of 2025 financial year. And in the third quarter, sorry about the cockatoo outside. In the third quarter, we basically got no impact, really, because we're ramping up into the next one. So hence, if you have a look at the quarterly report, you'll see the massive drops in impact. Except the YouTube, our YouTube channel went up we got 7 views in Q2 and we got 42 in Q3. So that is incredibly small, but it's an increase. Okay, let's look at financials now. Financials are good. As you probably know, if you've been around this charity for a bit, I am very careful with money. So our costs for Q3 were $62. I reckon you would struggle to find a charity in Australia that is doing stuff that has got costs of $62 a quarter. I think you'd struggle to find a single charity anywhere near that. Everyone's got more costs than that. I am pretty tough on costs. Everybody works for free, including me, and I try and get all goods and services for free. So why not? Why not? Let's be careful with money, because that means your donations go a long way. They've got a big impact. Not at the moment, but in the future they will. Don't you worry. This is going to start to look good. Incomings, big drop. We only had one small donation in Q3. Profit and loss, we made a small profit, $48. Very nice, thank you much. The hours I worked doubled up to 25 hours a week, all free. Certain irony that my hours doubled, but this impact report has got so much red. I think that's coincidence as opposed to causation. Percentage of metrics in the quarterly report that are improving. Last quarter, we had 80% of metrics were improving. This quarter, only 44% of metrics were improving. So not good, but it doesn't bother me. I'm really not bothered at all, because we're transitioning between strategy, whatever it is, 5, I don't know what number of strategies we're on now, to strategy, the next strategy, which is, let's call it 6 for argument's sake. Money in the bank, slight increase. So that's good. So on the face of it, that quarterly report looks terrible, but actually I think it's okay. I think if I'd thought about it, I could have predicted that. No, maybe not, but it's just transitioning. Let's go next to the aims for the quarter. They're okay. They're okay. Let's have a quick look. Let's get this up. So the aims in Q3, we did 60% of them. I actually want to try and do it. Not try. I want to do 100% of aims. I want to hit 100% of aims, because I just think if you can't make realistic aims, then what are you doing? Some of them we did develop a YouTube channel. We did not produce 1 video per month. Sorry about that. We produced 2 as opposed to 3. We have definitely kept costs down. Yes, thank you. We have done a newsletter to the donors every quarter. Yes, done and that. And number 5, find the solution to help humanity change the way we make decisions. Little bit ambitious, Chris. Little bit ambitious. We did not do that. I don't know why I put that in. That's a really stupid one. Because clearly, too ambitious. Doesn't matter. Let's look at Q4. So we're now looking ahead. I'm going to try and hit all of these. We'll see. So we are looking at April to the end of June. I want to post at least 1 video per month. So that's the same as last time, but I really want to hit that one. It is hard. There's a lot of work going into it. And of course, Plamina and I have to do it all. And Plamina's got a full-time job. So she's working just outside of her full-time job. And she's got a whole lot of other stuff going on in her, good stuff in her life. So she's very generous. Keep outgoings below $1,000 for the quarter. That should be fine, because our outgoings this quarter was 62. So I mean, unless something weird happens, we should be able to keep the cost right down. Increase views by 100 views. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see. And improve at least 4 out of the 5 impact metrics. Yeah, I think we should do that. So how are we doing? Look, I'm happy with where it is. I'm actually happy. So I think it's exciting. I'm always excited when we're on the edge of a new strategy. This YouTube channel is going to be very interesting. You know, we're breaking ground as always, and yeah, let's see what happens. So thank you as always for your incredible support. Thank you, incredible support, and the adventure continues. Love to all.